Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to do a no sew in weave out. Okay, this is how I am going to start with. First off, I want my front to have my natural hair, so I am just braiding. When I say natural hair, like my real hair, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So the natural girls don't come for me. So I'm just braiding it down so that it gets out of my way. I would be using the back of my hair for another thing, so I'm just braiding the front part to allow me leave it out. And I want my pattern to be at the center of my head, and I'm going as far back as my head. I want it to be like a Kim K closure, like my natural hair Kim K, okay? So that is how I am going as far back. It's actually going to be my first attempt to do a leave out weave, but you know your girl always deliver. You know I always deliver. So keep watching and trust the process. Okay, and over here I am also just braiding it down to get it out of my way, my Kim K closure. All right, and then I left out this piece here, so I'm also going to braid it down like that. And I'm going to do the same thing for my other side. So basically that is how I am doing for my pattern, and the same thing I did for the other side is the same thing I did over here as well. Okay, and then for the rest of my head at my back, I am going to do cornrows. It doesn't really have to be perfect because you're going to cover it with a net and stick the glue on. Okay, so this time, because we are not sewing or doing anything complicated, it doesn't really need to be perfect, but then you can always resort to somebody to do it for you if you cannot do it. But like I said, you can even wrap your head and put it in the net. You don't have to really braid down, but I want my hair to be as flat as possible, so that is why I'm braiding it down. As you can see, I haven't really taken my time to braid it down, so yeah, basically. And then when I was done, I packed everything on my back and used my thread and needle to sew everything together, and this is how it is looking. Now I'm going ahead to use this net to cover the back of my head because I'm going to be leaving the frontal part of my head out. Okay, so I am just adjusting the net so that it covers all the parts I have braided down, the cornrow. Okay, and I'm going to use my thread and needle to sew the net onto my head. You can actually use a glue, but I do not want too much glue going into my hair, so I'm going to be using thread and needle to sew the net and attach it to my hair. And over here you can see that I'm using my fingers to trace the braid so that I can sew the net and my hair together. Okay, so you use your fingers to do the tracing so that the needling or the sewing can help you figure out where exactly you are entering the needle and where exactly you are entering into the net. So you can use your fingers to do the tracing. Basically that is the skill you need over here. And because I have the leave out at my center, I'm trying as much as possible not to bring the needle close to that part, okay, so that when I am leaving it out, there won't be any traces of needle. There won't be any traces of thread or anything, you get it. So I'm just using my fingers to trace the rest of the cornrow as much as possible. And over here I am still using the thread and needle to go around. So everywhere that I have cornrow, I am going to use the thread and needle to sew around entirely until I get to the upper part. Okay, so it will be something like this. Okay, and this is how the other side is also looking like when you sew everything down. Now what is hanging over there shouldn't be hanged. Okay, I am pushing it to the back and I'm going to sew it directly to the back. So you don't want to leave anything hanging on the net, otherwise when you glue them on, you see that your hair will be hanging here and there. Okay, so I'm going to sew that one. Now when I was done, I cut the center where I want my leave out to be, because you can see that the net is covering part of the center. So I'm going ahead to cut that part off, because right now I have already attached the net onto my hair, so there's no need to panic. The net won't rip off, everything is secured. So I'm just cutting off all the unnecessary parts that will likely to show. The color of the net, I bought it from somewhere. I told the lady to give me the yellow net, but this lady gave me this brown net, so I had no option. But your girl will always find a way and deliver, like deliver. So I'm just cutting off the unnecessary parts so that they don't unnecessarily show when I glue my weave on. And as you can see, I'm trying as much as possible not to cut my real hair. Please be careful when you are doing the cutting so that you don't end up cutting your real hair. And now that we are done, I am also doing it the same as the other side and cutting off every part that is not necessary. And I am tying the knot so that everything will be secured and the net won't happen to come off or rip off. So in the end, this is how everything is looking. And like I mentioned, I have sewed the hanging part over there, like you can see. This is a hair I'm going to be using. It's called Modern Beauty. Modern Beauty. It's 100% virgin hair and it comes in 4 bundles and a closure. But for the purpose of today's weave, I'm not going to be using the closure, so it goes away. Now when you open it, this is how it looks like. It is very, very long. And I'm going to be using the old Natty weaving bond glue to begin. And over here, I am just using my weave and measuring where I want my weave to stick onto. Okay, so I go in with a weave measure and then cut it according to the measurement, and then I use the bonding glue to I just apply it at the weft and blow a little wind on it from my lips, and then I attach it onto my hair. Okay, so basically that is the skill. You use the weave, measure it onto your head and know where exactly you are going to place your wig, and then your weave, and then you apply your bonding glue and you stick it on. Okay, so basically that is a skill you need, and press it on so that everything sticks better. And the second one I'm measuring it to see where exactly I'll place my next weave, and then when I was done, I cut it, and after cutting it, I'm going to be using my bonding glue to apply all the weft. Okay, so guys, let me give a caution that when I was doing this hair, I really needed to catch a flight, so I skipped so many parts, as in like I skipped it. I skipped a lot of parts, so there were a lot of spaces at the back of my head. I'll show you. So I just want you to know that it's going to be like different locations for this particular hair. Okay, so just know that. And basically, like I was saying, you just need to be sticking it on and making sure that everything is well sticked on. And I am doing the same thing over here. I have already applied my glue and I'm sticking it at where I want it to stick. Okay, just beyond where the net is, so that the net is covered. Yeah, so basically like I'm sticking it onto my scalp. And then when I was done, I used scissors to cut. And I'm going on into the next one. Again, you measure first and you use glue to attach it. You can see that I'm skipping a lot of spaces because I'm so much in a hurry and I need to catch this flight. So over here, I'm using my my hair dryer to blow some wind on it. Please put it in at a low temperature so that the glue doesn't end up melting. So use a low temperature, okay? And I did it until I got to the upper part of my hair. Like I mentioned, guys, I have skipped so many parts in between because I needed to catch a flight. Yeah, so basically yes. So but then keep watching and trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. All right, so I'm also going in at the front of my hair. You can see where I'm placing the weave. Okay, I'm placing it just a little above or after, a little out. Is it above? Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, I'm not putting it directly at the tip of the net because I want the net to hide under my hair. Okay, so like you can see, I'm putting it. I'm not putting it directly on at the tip of the net. Yes, if I should say at the tip of the net. English is not my friend. So you can see that I am trying to hide the net as much as possible, and I am doing it for all the sides where the net is showing as much as possible. And over here, I am just blowing it off to really make sure that the glue sticks on very, very well with my weave. Okay, now when I was done, this is how it is looking. You can see how tiny it is looking. Like I call it 3 strands. So I immediately removed the braidings that I had, and then I styled it in a way that it will be able to allow me to go and catch this flight, and then when I get to my destination I'll continue. So you guys will see that the next slide will be at a different location for this particular hairstyle. Like it is so funny. So I'm just trying to put it in a style which will allow me to be able to get out. So over here I'm just combing it out and using this stick on and wax stick. Yes, a wax stick, and I'm just waxing my hair so that it will be very very sleek. So basically when you are completely done with your hair, this is the same way that you are going to do. You use your wax stick to actually apply on your hair. You can equally use a mousse, or you can also use gel depending on how heavy your hair is or your hair type, or whichever mood or whichever product you have available. Okay, and I'm using my straightener to straighten it so that everything will be well formulated and it will match with the weave. Okay, because you can see there are some curls in my hair and I want to get rid of the curls because the weave I'm using is straight. So basically that's what I'm using. And let me caution that if you're going to leave your hair out like this, make sure you're not doing it for too long, because sometimes it can lead to breakages. So that's a word of caution over there. And I'm using my Jocelyn edge control to kind of part my hair so that my pattern at the center will be very very neat and clean. Okay, and over here I'm just trying to style it with the edge control to be able to step out. Guys, you can see that all the hair I've done there is just 2 bundles. I only use 2 bundles to like finish this off. When I go to my destination, I'm going to complete it with the rest of the 2 bundles. So that's why I keep saying that, keep watching. And I'm showing this part because you may decide to use 2 bundles, you may decide to just go with a lightweight, but then I want it to be more voluminous, a little voluminous than what I'm wearing. So in case you just want it to be lightweighted, this is the way, I mean, your process ends here. Okay, it ends here. Once you are done, you can just straighten it or curl it depending on how you want the hair to be like. So that's why I'm showing this part, but then the continuation is going to continue from these slides when I get to my destination. And this is the airport, so you can see that I had to carry my ring light to wherever I was going, and here I am at another destination trying to really continue from where I left off. So you can see that there is a lot of spaces in my hair, like I was saying, and I'm going to really fill all of the spaces up, guys. I'm going to fill all these up, so keep watching, guys. This is so chaotic. And so this is the rest of the 2 bundles, and I'm going to use the same procedure from the beginning to complete my hair. And this is how it is looking so far. I have gotten to the front here and I attached a little wefts to the front, and yeah, so basically it is actually in the middle of the night, guys, and here I am with makeup at my destination. I also braided it down so that it kind of gives me a little waves because I didn't carry my straightener along. So, and I'm going to be using mousse to just shape the front, and then I'll be basically done. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me, guys. So this is the results of the hair, and I hope that you are enjoying and you have learned something new. Like I was saying, do not leave this on for more than 2 or 3 weeks because it is going to cause breakages if you don't have good textured hair. And for those of us in Ghana, the water is actually very dry. So if you are currently in Ghana, I wouldn't advise that you do this and hold it for a long time, like keep it for a long time. I'll just keep mine for like about a week or maybe like just 10 days, and then I'll take it off. So yeah, and thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Juliana Martin. Do follow me on TikTok as well. My TikTok is Barzan, guys. So thank you for watching, guys. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely day, have a lovely morning and afternoon, wherever you are. I love you. Bye.